Thank you. Bumi, Africa Today magazine. You said in your meeting, you concluded that they will inject billions into Africa. If the 2005 Gleneagles promise is yet to be fulfilled, how do you expect them to inject these billions into Africa now? When are they supposed to inject it if the other one is yet to be unfulfilled? And another thing is, I don't know if Africa has learned their lesson now from what has happened. What has happened is not the fault of Africa, we know that, caused by the rich nations, but they have been bailing out themselves, rescuing themselves. Where does that leave Africa?
Yeah. Well, Africa did not experience any crisis in financial services sector. Certainly we didn't. However, the effects of declining demand, because most of Africa trades in commodities, the decline in demand has impacted very directly on the real economy. Let me give you an example of South Africa, for instance. We produce platinum. We have platinum mines, and we also have a well-developed automotive manufacturing sector. And the decline of the demand for new vehicles has impacted on jobs in that sector, and also on jobs in the platinum mining sector, because the major consumers of platinum are the motor industry in the manufacture of catalytic converters and jewelry. So in times of crisis, when the credit dries up, people stop buying jewelry, and also they stop buying private cars. So we are affected in that sense. There will be job cutbacks. And that same applies to diamond sector. We produce diamonds, and the sales have virtually come to a standstill. Now, if you take a country like Botswana, which has been very stable, democratic, and yet its major hard currency earner are diamonds. They haven't been able to sell a single diamond since November last year. So that impacts directly on the real economy. And therefore, we take the view that this crisis offers an excellent opportunity for Africa to invest in infrastructure development, so that at a point when the global economy experiences an upswing, Africa should be positioned to participate more meaningfully in those vistas of opportunities. And that is coupled with the conclusion of the Doha round negotiations. It would open up even more opportunities for Africa. The lesson for Africa is that we need better infrastructure to be able to trade with one another, to trade meaningfully with sister countries across the world. And we think there are possibilities for growth in Africa.
Okay.
Thank
Last you. 2 questions. Oh, now there are many hands. Okay, let's start with you. Let's try to be quick because we don't have time. We need to stop.
You mentioned, my name is Agnes, Kenya London News. You mentioned about political stability for Africa to be able to grow. South Africa is blessed that it is stable. Don't you think that you should play a bigger role in ensuring that the countries surrounding you are politically stable?
Okay. Well, we do play a modest role in the countries surrounding us. We were centrally involved in fostering the democratic dispensation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. We have also been involved in bringing about peace in Burundi and the Côte d'Ivoire. We have also been centrally involved in facilitating dialogue between the parties in Zimbabwe, and we hope that political stability will be restored in that country.
Okay.
But it's a modest role that we play.
Mr. President.
Thank you.
Mr. President, Julius Muchunguzi from Commonwealth News. In the spirit of reviving and concluding Doha, do you see this changing or impacting the position of South Africa in respect of its position on EPAs, on EPA negotiations? And secondly, are there any remaining concerns that are still on your heart in respect of the expectations that you had before you came for the meeting? Thank you.
Okay. Well, the EPA negotiations, we are discussing that as SACU member nations, and we've engaged with the European Union and the new commissioner has been forthcoming, and we think that a reasonably honorable agreement is possible in the negotiations around the EPA. Well, we are all concerned about the fact that the bottom of this crisis is not visible yet, and therefore are aware and alive to the fact that these decisive, courageous steps that have been taken to stem the free fall may not be adequate to address the full impact of this crisis. And that is why it's a multi-pronged approach which seeks to deal with strengthening the regulatory framework of financial institutions, and also ensuring that there are enough early warning systems, particularly across borders with regards to the operations of these financial institutions, and as well as how we conduct trade. So the concern is that we don't want this crisis to be compared to the 1929 and 30 depression. We think there is enough will and recognition that we are all in this boat together, and that a global, well-coordinated response is demanded if we are to overcome the challenge. And hence you will see a higher frequency of meetings, because we need to monitor the impact of the interventions and ensure that we overcome this crisis within the shortest possible time.